Heyo, it's Phil Park Mike again. So, I'm uploading a video right now of my crazy contraption with my 43cc Craftsman go-kart thingamajigger. I've actually came into a good discovery. I had an old chainsaw laying around that was beat up to hell, that was purchased for like 20 bucks at Menards. It was beat up, I mean completely beat up, dropped, duct taped. It was beat up to living shit. So right here is a Walboro carburetor. These guys are known for good power. They got the tuning screws, high and low. You can see the H for high and the L for low. This carburetor is actually going to be pretty good. I'm going to throw this on my Craftsman, but I'm actually I can't even do anything with my mower right now. The coil actually took a shit on me. I had no wires up to it to short it out, to ground it so it would die, so I was using a screwdriver to jump it, but then the screwdriver actually kind of nicked the flywheel and then it busted up the coil, so I gotta purchase a new one online. So it's only 20 bucks, but it's there's two different ones. There's 2.5 inches and then there's the 2-inch one. I have the 2-inch one. This carburetor, it's actually got what they call the pulse jet. It's a tiny little hole in there. It's actually for the fuel pump. These guys actually won't hook up to, oh, where is it? To these manifolds the way they are made. They got the pulse jet. Well, they won't hook up properly unless what you do is you get these adapter pieces. They sit down just like that. They're a little offset so that the pulse jet will hit the carburetor. Well, what I did is I used the original gasket off the carburetor and I lined it up, and I actually somewhat drilled out the hole a little bit, made it so that with just the gasket and the carburetor, it's still gonna get good airflow from the pulse jet from the motor. Now, what I gotta actually do is I probably gotta either get some, I don't know, maybe some abrasing rods, heat it up and fill it in a little bit, or I was thinking maybe get some, I got some fiberglass in there around, mix up some fiberglass and just fill up that hole a little bit and then clean it up if I have to, if it gets a little messy. Let's see if I can find it now. It's probably somewhere laying around. I was going to show you the Chinese carburetor that's actually the same thing, is a clone of those Walboros, but I don't have it right now. It's probably in my room. So I just gotta wait for the coil now, and I would slap this bitch on there and definitely, hopefully, get some more power out of this guy. Because I do believe that carburetor is giving me a little bit of issue, because those carburetors suck, because unlike with these, it's got these screws right here, you know, the high and low. The other Walboro clone, or I should say Chinese Walboro clone, it just has the high, but then the low is actually on top of the throttle connecting, and they use thread locker, so you gotta break the thread locker to even adjust it. But then once you break the thread locker, that thing's gonna spin constantly, and it's gonna pull up when you're driving. Vibration's gonna pull it up, so that's a piece of shit design. So that's why I'm waiting to get the coil to get this guy on there, and we're gonna see if we can get some more power and some more oomph. It's almost, this is a Walboro 671. I like this carburetor because it's got the built-in choke, unlike this Walboro 813 right here. It doesn't have the choke, which is kind of pathetic, but this one's perfect for this 49cc. It still delivers enough gas. People are saying there's tuning issues. I made a video about that. That's just bullshit. So it's perfectly fine with this guy. See, the same thing, it's got the plastic intake, so you got to use the adapter. With this one, it's real nice. The choke will actually lock in with the throttle. So the throttle will lock in with the choke, and the throttle opens up just enough to allow more gas in there. And then as soon as you crack the throttle, choke releases. It's pretty nifty. The only thing is, doesn't have the primer bulb on top, but it's still got the primer feed. But since it came off a chainsaw, it still does have the primer bulb. You just have to hook it up to the hose, and then the other hose goes into the tank. And this is actually, I guess you could say, like what a lot of race car guys do. You know, the adapter plates in the carburetor, throttle body, to give you more, I should say, more more of a longer flow into the motor. Well, this guy is actually just used for this metal intake, because the metal intake, when you bolt it on, it's actually gonna hit these guys, so you got to use the adapter plate to push it out to get your needed clearance. So what I was actually going to do with this carburetor is test it out, is throw it on this 49cc and see how good it does. But I'll probably be doing that in a few minutes. So I'll probably post up a little video of that guy. So I'm gonna try this, and yes, that was my phone. Facebook. So I'm gonna get back to you guys, and I'll post up a little video. Alright? And here it is, boys and girls, like I promised. She's still gotta be tuned, but hey, it runs. So I'm gonna slap this Walboro on my 43 and I'll be good. Yeah, for high revs. Woo!